Hello everyone, hope everyone's well. Today we're going to talk about psychotic episodes. I know in my previous videos I was talking about this channel was for people in recovery, people currently drinking, etc. But this is also for people who are not aware of alcohol. Maybe they know someone who's got an alcohol problem and they don't really understand it. So this channel's for them as well. Today we're going to talk about my psychotic episodes. I think the first time I had a kind of one, well, I wouldn't say it was a full blown psychotic episode. I was hearing knocking on the window. I was actually asleep on the sitting room floor. That's where I used to sleep. I didn't really have a bedroom. I heard knocks on the window. I couldn't get to sleep, and I had to go upstairs, and I had to tell my mum, I said, someone's knocking on the window, there's no one there. And the noise had just vanished, so I never thought nothing of it until maybe 6 months after that. I would have been probably about 27, 28 at the time. I had my first psychotic episode. I was asleep in the sitting room downstairs. My mum was upstairs. I just heard her shouting, and I was just punching the floor. I used to sleep on the floor like a little thin mattress on the sitting room floor. I was just punching the floor, and I was shouting and bawling. So rang the ambulance. The police turned up with my sister upstairs. Well, she was only 15 at the time. I got put in a hospital, but the hospital had said, the police had said, your son will not be allowed to go back home now. All social services got involved because of Grace being 15. She was young, she wasn't 16 at that point. So they said, well, I wasn't allowed to be back. He can't go back home. It's not dangerous, but if he's having psychotic episodes, he could do anything. So I had to go and move into a support accommodation, which I hated. I remember the first day I turned up, I was knocking on the door, loads of lads turned up. I was at the door, like, oh, you alright, where are you from, and all that. And like I say, when I got to know them all right, but living down there and being amongst people, they say support accommodation, there's people drinking in there, injecting in there. So try to live a sober life in there, which I did for, I think it was 7 months. I don't know how I did that actually, but I did. Sorry, I just thought I didn't press record there. I thought I'd start again. So living there was hard. I relapsed in there twice, I think. I think I was able 2.5, 3 years until I come off completely, because I had a support work at the time. They say if you stay off drink for a certain amount of months, we'll put you in the top band of counsellor to get a flat basically. So I did that. I was put in band A, so I didn't have to wait around. I had like my priority where I want to be. So I ended up moving somewhere out the way. So no one knew where I lived. I was off the drink, and then I knew someone around there, which I didn't know them until they said to us, "You're part of our family." I was like, "Am I?" I said, "I don't know you," and that's how it all started. Started drinking again, and you know how it happens. I think the second psychotic episode I had was I was living over maybe a different address, quite far away from here. I was just at the sitting room drinking, and all of a sudden these 3 aliens turned up at me house, just sat there. And it was actually a good psychotic. It wasn't nothing to be worried about. They were really doing loads of magic stuff and that. I was like, obviously away from the mixer. And I remember I was trying to have a puff off my vape. And I said, it's not working. I says, run out of battery. somewhere along them lines, and they says, pass your vape here. So I passed them the vape, and they put this loads of lights started coming off the vape. They went, there, we're fully charger for you. So it was mental, absolutely mental. But the same night after that, seeing all the aliens, had another psychotic episode. Must have been pretty much straight after. I had about 15 lads turned up at my address. In my head, this wasn't real. They come in the house and I was like, all right, like all my mates who I knew. And I had two birds at the time. This is true. This is not psychotic. I had two parakeets, and they were trying to get the birds out of the cage to let them outside. And I was wrestling with the cage. And I was like, get away from your birds. And I'm trying to open it. And I managed to drag it in the kitchen. And I thought, right, these have to get out. As these are not staying here, I try to get out from my birds. I love my birds. The day they left the house, I left it, locked the door, says, right. And they said, oh, go to the shop, like a supermarket it was, about a 20-minute walk. Not even that, 15 minutes. Walked down with them. I was telling them to F off and go away. You're not coming back to my house. They said, no, we're going to get loads of drink from Tesco. That was what it was called. And I was like, all right. But I walked up to Tesco, and they said, well, just wait in the foyer at the front of Tesco. It's like a little place where it's like letting the door where people used to wash their hands and that before when the COVID was there and that. Just a little entrance. I waited in there. There was two security guys at the front of Tesco. Like, what are you doing? And I was saying, your mates are in the shop, they're getting drink. We were saying, this was going what? Probably 1, 2 in the morning. So we're looking at the cameras, there's no one in the shop. There's a few people in the shop, but there's definitely not 15 lads in the shop. But I was persistent because I was psychotic, the A's. And I was also pushing trolleys from outside because I thought it was raining and those old ladies, and I just wanted to help. So this was the following day when the police had told us about this. I'll tell you about that in a second. He says, oh, you're pushed in trolleys to Tesco. He says, what, you thought it was raining? You were just helping all the old ladies? Or, I can't really remember that part. So security guards must have had to ring the police because they must have thought, then they might not have known I was on a psychotic, they might have just thought I was drugged up or what have you. The police had come. I can't even remember the police coming. I remember waking up in I know he said the name there. I woke up in a police cell. The police says, are you feeling better today? I was like, aye. I said, what am I here for? And they were just saying, you were acting very strange last night. You thought you were coming to a B&B. Food was going to be served to you, like through a door. You were going to give us a blanket. And they was feeling a bit sick, really, thinking, right, we need to lock this one up. And I just thought it was like a holiday camp. I was loving it. Like, oh, if I just ring the bell, I'll get free drinks. And obviously, I was thinking drinks of water, would drink. Because even back at Tesco, I had a bottle of bleach next to the security guard. I says, don't touch that. I says, my bottle of, I thought it was liqueurs. He says, my bottle of liqueurs. I says, I'll have that when your mates come. I was like, go on here. So, like I say, and this was drinking probably 6 litres, 9 litres a day at that stage, and the psychotic episodes just come up randomly. Hear voices, it's very strange, very real. I mean, after the lads had all turned up from Bolden, the following day, after I got to the police station, I rang my mum up and I says, why were all the lads from like where I'm from now, why did they all come mine last night trying to get your birds out? I was effing blind. I was really sick. I was going to come over. I wasn't happy. Obviously, I still must have been a bit away from the mixer. And she went down to the place where I'm living. And just seen all the lads. I went to go to France last night for. Like, oh, we didn't go to France last night. And that's when I realised when I actually got back home from police station, I rang my mum on the way back, telling her about it. And I I couldn't remember much of the night until I thought back and things started coming back. And I was thinking to myself, I'm sure I pulled that birdcage into the kitchen because I tried to get it out. I said, if this wasn't me dreaming, there's no other reason for the birds to be in the kitchen. And when I got back home, the birds were in the kitchen, so I must have dragged them in there, obviously thinking exactly what happened. And I thought, that's what's happened. And I remember it clear as day. I still remember it right now. And this was going back, what? The last psychotic episode. This was only, I don't get psychotic episodes when I'm not drinking. It's just like with the alcohol, like an alcohol psychotic. It must be, I'm trying to think when I'm moving that address, 2000, it must be about 2018. Probably about 5 years ago, last psychotic. I can't remember if I've had any other since. I mean, I've heard voices, a lot of voices, but every time I've told the doctor, like after I've come off the drink, I says, what's all these voices? And I says, is anything to do with, like, you always think it's schizophrenia. He says, no, it's just the amount you were drinking, and it's your mind's boggled. I mean, I was completely off the chart. I cannot tell you. It was, it's not good times. I don't wish it on anyone. But I'm hoping these videos, like I said at the start of the video, it's not just for recovering alcoholics. It's not just for people who've got a massive drink problem. It's for people who might think, why am I drinking every night? Why do I need this? People who are not drinkers, and they know people who've got a drink problem and they just don't understand it. I'm going to try and get that message across as well, so I don't come across as though this is only for recovering alcoholics, which is not. It's a subject on knowledge, really, to try to get everyone to have a better understanding of it, because I know it can be frustrating trying to explain to someone what it's actually like, because it's very hard. It goes into small detail. So I'm just praying that this video does well. Like I say, I'll keep going regardless. I don't care if I've got 1,000 subscriptions or one subscription. I'll still carry on because I'm enjoying them and I want to help people. That's the focus of this channel. It's not going to benefit me in any way, apart from talking about it, which it does benefit in that way. But it's mainly to help, just to help anyone. So that's it for today, and I hope you're well, and I'll be back on tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye now.